Welcome to TestDive, conference organized by Nokia.
How to combine transparency in communication with a non-judgmental language?
I think non-judgmental language is in itself transparent in a sense, because in it we refer to facts, figures, names, and we try to be as clear as possible. So we base this language on data or some specific behaviors or facts that happened rather than judgment. So by nature of things, I think it is more transparent than this judgmental language that, by the way, we use all the time anyway.
Yes, it's hard to avoid that because everyone has their own opinion. So how do you react when someone judges you?
I was recently judged. It was a perfect example for even my training courses. I was judged and I was told I am not an eco-friendly person. This was the sentence, Rafał, you are not eco-friendly. And the person saying that based that judgment on just one tiny little fact. So I was trying to throw away some trash, and it was a little bit of plastic and there was some paper sticking to it. And I didn't separate the paper from the plastic, it was a tiny thing. And I just threw all of it to the plastic bin. And then he said, "Oh, you threw paper into the plastic bin, you're not an eco-friendly person." And I said, well, yeah, that's very judgmental, because you just saw one thing and you generalized one little behavior and then you drew a generalized conclusion. And my response to that was, maybe you should look at other aspects of my eco or non-eco behavior. And I said, for example, I try to use my bike as much as possible instead of a car. It's an electric one, so I cheat a little bit, but you know, still,
you can cheat
that's
like
more
that.
CO2 friendly than a car. And I never buy mineral water in plastic bottles. So maybe you, I said to that person, should be looking at the broader picture than just one tiny little behavior before you judge. So I referred him to more facts that he could base his opinion on rather than just one tiny little thing.
Okay, and how did he react?
He was quite surprised. I think he was and still is very used to this judgmental language. Once again, we all use it. It's part of life, it's quick, it's easy, it's helpful. We make quick decisions in life and we want those quick, easy descriptions, but sometimes I feel they're not entirely fair. So when we want to be non-judgmental, we need to dig deeper. Sometimes we just need to do our homework.
Yes, you are right. So can body language also be judgmental?
My best example is when somebody rolls your eyes at you, right? This is so aggressive. And a lot of things can be judgmental, so it's not only words, but absolutely body language as well. Or if somebody is dismissive, or when you make an unfriendly face. And some of them are maybe more conscious, but some of them, like micro expressions that last a fraction of a second, we can't even control them, but we can show a lot with our face. So this body language, also how we stand, what gestures we use, what faces we use, and once again, rolling your eyes is probably the worst, at least for me. Yes, it can be very judgmental.
Okay, so can we work with it?
I think consciousness knowledge is the way. When we don't want to be judgmental, but we are with our face, you know, we contradict the message. I'm saying something, but I'm showing something else. And maybe we're doing it unknowingly. So yes, absolutely. If you like something, you know, smile at the other person. It can go the other way around, of course. You can flash a fake smile, but you hate that person, but for, I don't know, political reasons, you try to be friendly. And again, our world of communication is complex. It is not easy, I don't think.
Okay, so I have another question. How to respond to the judgmental tone of more people during a group conversation? for example, in a team?
Again, tone of voice can be one of those. It can be friendly or unfriendly. It can be judgmental. I always try to remember that being judgmental, it does not necessarily mean negatively judgmental. It can be positively judgmental as well, positively biased, favoring something. This tone of voice, yes, it can be judgmental, so the reaction, I think, would be just as any other form of judgment. Ask why. Am I hearing judgment in your tone? Can you explain to me what you mean by that? Can you give me some facts and numbers? I remember I was working in a newsroom, my first radio job, and I wrote a news item. I was really new to that. And my editor, she said, "Oh, I don't like this." I thought, okay. I'm a linguist, you know, I speak Polish, I speak English. What's wrong with my news item? So I said to her, what do I do with it? What do you want me to change? And she said, I don't know, I just don't like it. And she was both judgmental with her words, with her tone of voice, and if I remember, you know, with her face as well. She never gave me any explanation. She never told me what was wrong or how to change it. So that's being judgmental in the worst possible form, because it doesn't give you, it doesn't show you any way forward.
Yes, it doesn't give you a feedback, constructive feedback.
Absolutely. And if we see this tone of voice or body language or words as criticism, it's part of this picture that is sometimes called the 4 horsemen of apocalypse of communication. So there are 4 of them. It is criticism, it is contempt, and as a reaction you can have a stonewalling where you don't say anything, or defensiveness where you're trying to explain yourself. And these are the 4 things that are apparently very dangerous to communication. So when we show contempt or criticism with our words, body language, voice, this is a dangerous territory already.
That's interesting. I was wondering how to professionally say that someone's idea is not good using non-judgmental language.
When you use the phrase, your idea is not good, it is judgmental already. Because not good can mean very different things. It may mean it's not going to bring revenue to the company. It may mean it could bring revenue, but it's not feasible, it's not doable because we haven't got resources. It can mean I don't like it. So when you hear the sentence, your idea is not good, you can always ask, what do you mean by not good? So ask for facts, ask for analysis, ask for advice how to make it better, how to improve it. But to know how to improve it, you need to know what is wrong with it in the eyes of the person saying this sentence. So I would even take a step back, and I would wonder, if not recommend to people, before you say your idea is not good, do your homework, have your arguments, and be ready to explain what you think is wrong with the idea, and then how to make it better is going to be much more productive for the 2 people speaking and for the whole team.
Okay, so there is no pattern for that kind of answer.
I think we can find ready phrases and learn them by heart and use them, and that's one way of doing it. It can perhaps then look somewhat mechanical, if you like. Maybe in a sense is better than nothing, but of course it would be profitable to analyze it more, to be more aware of what we say, how we say it, and how it can be perceived by other people.
Okay, thank you. That's, I think, really important. Thank you for your thoughts, thank you for your time, and for the lecture, of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and I hope to be able to be a part of TestDive at some point in the future. Thank you.
I hope so too. Thank you.